All right, today we're diving into one of the most powerful texts on the planet, the Bhagavad Gita. And I know what you might be thinking, ancient scripture, right? But forget that. We're going to break it down and see how it's basically a practical user manual for navigating our crazy modern lives.
It all really kicks off with a question that, let's be honest, we've all asked ourselves. In a world that's constantly buzzing with noise, stress, and distractions, how do you actually find happiness? How do you find peace? Well, you might be surprised to learn that an incredible answer was laid out thousands of years ago.
And that's where the Gita comes in. The beautiful thing about its wisdom is that it's not for one specific group of people or one culture. It's a universal roadmap, a guide for literally anyone on Earth who's looking for a little more clarity and purpose. So, let's get into it.
Okay, so our first section is all about laying the foundation. Because before you can figure out what to do, you kind of need to understand where you are and who you really are. The Gita starts with this really big, kind of mind-blowing idea. You are not your body. You are the soul, the Atman, and it's eternal. Think about it like this. Your body, it's just a set of clothes you're wearing for a while. Once you start to really get that, all the temporary little pains and problems of life start to look, well, a lot smaller.
And this is where that big idea gets super practical for your day-to-day life. The Gita points out that so much of our stress comes from getting sucked into everyone else's drama. What are they doing? Why are they doing that? When you focus on your own path instead of obsessing over theirs, that's where you find your peace.
You know, that idea of focusing on your own path leads us right into one of the Gita's most famous teachings, Karma Yoga. It's all about selfless action, and it is a powerful, powerful antidote to the way our world is obsessed with results. This slide just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? You have two choices. You can go down that road of worrying about the results, which you can't control anyway, and that just leads to fear and anxiety. Or you can focus on your duty, on the action itself. Just immerse yourself in the work. And that's where you find clarity, purpose, and a real sense of peace, right here in the moment. And this quote, wow, this is the heart of it all. It's not saying the results don't matter. It's saying that your job, your right, is to do the action to the best of your ability. The outcome, the fruits, that's never fully in your hands, and tying your happiness to it is just a recipe for disappointment.
But here's the flip side, and this is important. Don't mistake this for being a pessimist. The Gita is very clear that an action done with a good heart is never wasted. The results will come. The key is just to let go of that desperate need for them and just trust the process.
Which brings us to the real battlefield, where all this stuff matters. And it's not out there in the world. It's right between your ears. According to the Gita, the external world is pretty much just a mirror of what's going on inside your head.
I mean, how powerful is that? Your mind isn't good or bad. It's a tool. If you learn to master it, it's the best friend you could ever ask for. But if you let it run wild, it becomes your worst enemy, creating chaos from the inside out.
So who are these enemies we're fighting in our own minds? Well, the Gita calls out a few big ones. Getting way too attached to things or people, that constant nagging desire for more, the anger that flares up when we don't get what we want, and that little voice of doubt that can paralyze us.
And here's the real kicker. Life isn't just something that happens to you. Your inner world literally creates your outer reality. Your thoughts are the blueprints. You are the architect of your own destiny, whether you realize it or not.
This quote just nails it, right? It's so simple and so profound. Whatever you deeply, truly believe about yourself and about the world, well, that's what you become. Your belief system is literally building the person you are, moment by moment.
Okay, so once you start to get a handle on your inner world, something amazing starts to happen. Your perception of everything out there, it just changes completely. This next part is all about learning to see things as they really are.
I love this slide because it shows the power of perspective so perfectly. Notice the situation itself doesn't change at all. The only thing that changes is your mind. To a weak mind, something is a huge problem. To a stable mind, okay, it's a challenge. But to a strong mind, that same exact situation becomes an opportunity. Now this gets to a really deep idea. It's about seeing past all the superficial labels we stick on everything. A wise person isn't fooled by society saying this is valuable and that is worthless. They see the underlying reality of it all. They see what is, not just what we think it's worth.
But, and this is so important, Seeing things with equal vision does not mean being cold or heartless. The Gita is brilliant here because it immediately balances that idea with this powerful warning. True wisdom isn't detached from humanity. It's the very source of compassion.
And that brings us to our final section, where we tie all of these threads together. How do we take all this wisdom and actually build a life of lasting peace and real strength?
This is just such a comforting, hopeful thought, isn't it? The entire universe is based on change. Nothing is permanent, and that means that no matter how bad things seem right now, they will not last forever. They will change. Remembering that can free you from so much stress.
Okay, this might be the single most challenging and transformative idea in the entire text. It's a call for radical acceptance, to let go of regret about the past and stop being anxious about the future. It's about trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It is the ultimate act of letting go.
So, we've walked through this incredible roadmap for a more peaceful, more purposeful life. The final question, then, isn't from the Gita. It's for you. After hearing all this, what's one piece of this timeless wisdom that you can take with you and apply to your life starting right now?